So I'm in a new space, as you can probably tell. I'm in my new office, which is super exciting, and I've been filming a video over the last 3 weeks or so of the move-in transition process of all of this. And I'm not done yet, but stay tuned for that video when it's ready. So recently I did a deep dive into the archives of my videos to see if there's anything from past years that I could do an updated version of. And there is this video that is one of my most viewed videos of all time on my channel. I have no idea why. What's on my iPhone 5S? What baffles me about this video's popularity is it was posted like 6 or 7 months after the 5S came out. So it wasn't like it was even released like right at the time that it was brand new and everyone wanted to see the new iPhone. It was like way late for that. So it got me thinking, does the internet just like looking at people's phones and their apps? And is that content that people still want to see in 2020? So today, instead of sharing everything that's on my phone with you guys, I'm just gonna share like 8 or 9 apps that I really love and use all the time. They are photography apps, productivity apps, travel apps. There's a couple that are just fun ones that I like, and hopefully you guys will like them too. Okay, so the first app that I love, I use every single day, is Lightroom, and it's a photo editing app that's actually based off of a desktop editing software. It's made by Adobe, who also makes Photoshop, and if you're into photo editing, you probably are already familiar with Lightroom, but if you aren't editing your photos in Lightroom, you need to start doing it now. So my personal workflow is to take photos on my camera, import them to my computer, edit in Lightroom on my desktop, and then import to my phone to do final edits on the Lightroom app on my phone, just because things always look a little bit different on my desktop than they do on my phone. But you can also just edit start to finish on your phone if you're not looking to like do the desktop thing too, but that's my usual workflow. And there are a lot of great things that you can do in Lightroom, but I think the feature that stood out to me the most, that upped my photo editing game the most when I started using it, is the HSL slider, which is hue, saturation, and luminance. The HSL sliders allow you to manipulate any specific single hue in your photo. So for example, I have a photo here that I took in a cafe in Jordan when I was visiting last fall, and you can see that the pillows and like the bench behind the table and the table itself are blue. So let's say I want this blue to maybe be more aqua or more purple, just a different shade. You know when you see people's Instagram feeds and it's like they have the same color in all of their photos, like the same shade of pink or the same shade of blue all throughout their feed? This is how they're doing it, is they're going into Lightroom and they're picking that hue and they're making it that same hue every single time. So to adjust the color of these pillows, I'm going to pick the aqua slider that's only going to affect that hue. And then you can take the hue slider, and as I drag it to the right, it becomes more blue. And if I drag it all the way to the left, it becomes a little bit more green. So let's say I want them to be a little bit more green. And then maybe I want the luminance to be brighter. So you can see as I drag this to the right, it gets brighter. Or if I drag it down, they get darker, but nothing else in the photo is changing. So let's maybe make them a little more luminant. I'm not gonna try to make this like look perfect or anything. I just wanna show you guys how this can be manipulated. Maybe I'll pick the blue HSL slider now, and I'm going to make that hue a little bit more purple. See how that's just changing the blue tones in the photo and nothing else? You can see how much you can manipulate a photo right there. This next app is one that I use for my Instagram captions, and I actually just started using it because it's made by a website. I've been using this random website for the last year to do my Instagram captions to get line breaks. Like, you know, when you're reading a caption and you get like that double space that Instagram actually doesn't give you the option to do because it always erases it and like ruins your formatting. They, the other day, had this like link on the site that was like, we now have an app. So I went and I bought the app and downloaded it. It's called Spacey. It's super basic, but it works perfectly. You just like type your caption in the way that you want it with like the formatting if you want spaces, and then you click convert and it copies it to your clipboard and you paste it in your Instagram caption and it posts looking that way. An app that I really like to use for like color editing Instagram stories on my phone is Filto. I believe you can also use this app to edit photos, but I never would because I use Lightroom. But I'm personally not a huge fan of like the filters that Instagram gives you. So I like that I can pull videos into here, and I can either use filters on them if I want, or you can just do like more basic adjustments like brightness, saturation, color balance, all of that. Moving on to a couple of travel app favorites. The first one is Skyscanner, and this is an app that you can use to search for flights, hotels, car rentals. What I really love about Skyscanner is there is this option when you're searching for flights to select your home airport and then set your destination as everywhere. And you put in the dates that you're interested in traveling, and then you hit start exploring, and it will show you all of the cheapest places to visit from your home city right now. So right now it says United States flights from $50, Puerto Rico $187. So let's look in the US what there is here. Las Vegas $50 round trip, Phoenix $50 round trip. Like obviously it's very, very cheap to fly right now because nobody's flying, but it is a cool tool if you're like, I kind of want to go somewhere and I have these dates off, but I don't really know where I want to go and I just want to see where the good deals are. It's fun to use that everywhere option just to see what's out there. Another app that's really great for the traveler is called Packer, and it is an app for packing lists. It's really cool. You can put in the destination that you're visiting, the dates that you're visiting that destination. You can add some details about that trip so that it can better advise you on what to bring. And then it'll give you a list of suggested items to bring by category, and you can go through and delete things and adjust these as you would like to. But if you're really into planning ahead and making sure you've packed everything, this is a really great app for organizing that. This next app is kind of a travel favorite, even though it has nothing to do with travel. It's called Logic Puzzles. I am obsessed with logic puzzles. You know, the ones with the grid, and then you get the certain number of clues to like deduce who was driving what color car or who like left at a certain time. I love these. I could do these for hours, and this app has all different difficulty levels. And what I love about it is you don't need an internet connection to use it. So if I'm on a plane, I don't have any Wi-Fi, or I'm traveling, I don't have any connection, I still have something I can do to pass the time. When it comes to productivity, I would say my most used app is Focus Keeper. Focus Keeper uses the Pomodoro method for time management, which is usually where you work in 25-minute intervals followed by a 5-minute short break. So you work for 25 minutes, then you get 5 minutes off. Then you work for 25 minutes, 5 minutes off. And once you've done 4 rounds of that, you get a long break that I think is usually, maybe it's 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't actually remember exactly how long it is. I utilize this the most when I'm video editing. I find that it's a really nice way to like get a little mental break every 25 minutes from like staring at a screen and like doing edits. So I highly recommend it. And I also like that it keeps track of how many sessions I've done. So I can kind of like set a goal for the day of like, I want to do 10 Pomodoro sessions, and then it like counts it in the app, and then I get like that gratification of like seeing that number there. And then the last app that I have been liking lately that is just a fun one is Sky Guide. It's an app that based on your location, you can see what's in the stars around you. So if you are somewhere that you can see the night sky, you can pull it up and you can see like what's north, what's south, like what you can be looking for at certain times of the night. It's kind of a fun one to have because I think we've all been in that situation where we're like out with friends or something, or you're like in a hot tub looking at the stars or wherever, and everyone's like, wait, is that the Big Dipper? No, I think that's the Big Dipper. Wait, where's the North Star? And like everyone's disagreeing on what they're seeing in the sky. I was recently down in Joshua Tree, which that video is coming in the next video or two. I'm editing that right now. And this was a great app to use down there because Joshua Tree is a huge place to go look at the stars. So those are some of the apps that I use and love. I would love to know if there are any great apps I'm missing out on. If there are any that you're using, let me know what they are down in a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell down below so you know when new videos are posted. And speaking of apps, shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. You guys all know about Squarespace. It's an all-in-one platform to build any kind of online presence, whether that is a store or a portfolio or a blog. And if you have a blog, you can manage your posts on the go with the Squarespace blogging app. It's super handy for managing and editing your site on the go. go, you can also send out email campaigns from the app. So head over to squarespace.com to sign up for a free trial, and when your site is looking good and all ready to go, you can visit squarespace.com/Allison Anderson to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I hope you all are doing well, you're feeling well, you're staying safe. It's definitely strange times right now. I think we're all experiencing changes in our routines, in our work, in all areas of our life, and I hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.